What up, y'all? Welcome back to Practice, where we fuse research and culture to help you develop the mindsets, the habits, and skills that you need in order to live out your purpose with confidence. I'm your coach, Dr. Rees, and it's time for us to get better. And today in Practice, we're talking about serving with a smile. Now, the reason why I'm so passionate about this topic is because I saw my mom do this every single day. And as a kid, it didn't make sense. And as I got older, I saw how powerful it was and how hard it was for her to show up in every space that she did and serve humans with a smile. And now that I'm somebody who is in major service areas, and a part of that service is getting people to identify their purpose and their gifts, I'm continually talking to folks about the importance of understanding that your purpose is connected to two things: people and profit. And the reason why I think that our purpose is connected to people and profit, and if you're able to identify your people, the profit is going to find you. The reason why I think that is because life is about people. Life is about connection. Life is about community. Life is about our ability to commune and become a village with one another. And I saw my mom show up day in and day out and serve other people regardless. And she did it with a smile. Now, what I'm not talking about as I get deeper into this is toxic positivity. As you know, that is not my lane, but I'm also going to break down some ways that you can see serving with a smile doesn't necessarily always mean you have a smile on your face, right? It doesn't necessarily mean you're negating difficult emotions and feelings and situations that may be coming up. So I'm going to break that down. So make sure you stick around for that piece, because I don't necessarily mean serving with a fake smile on your face, because that's not what it's about. So let me get back to this piece. I need you to know that your purpose is connected to five things. And I'm going to make this a whole nother episode in the future, but I'm going to throw this in right here so that way you can understand where this serve with a smile is coming from. Your purpose is connected to your past, your pain, people, passions, and profit. Okay? The five P's of purpose: your past, pain, people, passions, profit. Okay, those are the five P's of your purpose that help you maximize and actualize your potential. But I believe all of those are connected to people. So when you think about your past has to do with you, and then there's a whole bunch of people that are dwelling in that. And when I think about my past, I have to think about my pain, right? Like, pain is going to come up. And when I think about my past and I think about my pain, there's going to be certain people that when I look back, I'm going to say, man, I want to help those people. A lot of times people always say, man, I want to be somebody who I never had. I want to be better than that person. I want to be the coach that I never had, the teacher I never had. I want to be better than my parents here. I want to do, right? All of that goes back to a certain type of person, a certain position that somebody held in your life, something like that. And then oftentimes we want to be that thing that either we did have or better than that thing that we didn't have, that didn't exist. But again, it goes, our past and our pain, it always comes back to people. And then when you identify the people, it makes it easier to figure out what your passions are, and then the profit comes to you. But if you don't figure out those first three P's or those first four P's, the profit isn't going to be able to find you. And I firmly believe that when you say, here are the people that I want to serve, here are the people that I want to impact, like when you can identify that these are the people that you want to impact with your purpose, profit is going to find you, right? Because we believe that we are the bag. So when you believe that you are the bag and you identify, like, this is the people I want to have a positive impact with my purpose, these are the people that I want to help transform some of their pain because I'm familiar with their pain based off of my past, the profit is going to find you. There is a profession out there that is directly connected to your passions, your past, and your pain in the people. And the secret to being able to actualizing your purpose is figuring out who are your people. And so I'm super excited right now because I'm working on my book, You Are the Bag: How to Live Out Your Purpose with Confidence, everything that has to do with this podcast. But I'm taking all that information, especially this section, and boiling it down in the book. Not especially this section, like, this is it. Like, the root of it is, who are the people that I want to serve? And when I ask people to think about who are the people that they want to serve, I have them go back to what is a point of pain that you've endured. And this is something that's really came up for me when I started serving youth who are incarcerated. Now, I've done this type of work with folks in multiple different spaces, but to hear a youth who is incarcerated talk about their past and their pain and the people that they want to serve when they get older, that right there told me that this is exactly how do I want to say it? It showed me and it told me that this is exactly what is supposed to be happening. Because when you can get clarity on your what and your why and your how and your who, it's going to help drive and help you develop, right? Not only just that psychological well-being that helps develop hope and resilience, but it also lets you know like I can be a leader. Like I can help somebody else. And so the past 3 months at the time of this recording, I had the opportunity to listen to youth who were victims of multiple different things, which then turned them into obviously committing certain crimes. But in this space, I had the opportunity to teach and to coach and to serve them and to hear them talk about the type of people that they want to serve with their life. And that joint put the biggest smile on my face. Now, you may be saying, okay, what does all this have to do? You may be saying, okay, what does all this have to do with serving with a smile? It has everything to do with serving with a smile. All right, now let's get to the root of why I believe serving with a smile is essential to living out your purpose and actualizing your potential. I watched my mom as a social worker, as a single mom, as somebody who served at churches and all these different places, literally be somebody who made sure that her heart posture was in a space that allowed her to be of service. She literally dedicated her life to humans. Like, I watched her dedicate her life to people, all people. It didn't matter where we were, it didn't matter what we were doing, it didn't matter who they were, how long she's known them, where she met them at. She was just about people. Like to know me is to know that I come from people, people. You know, some people are like, oh, I'm not a people person. My parents are people. But, and I see this in my dad as well. Like he is a big man of service, but in particular, I spent more time with my mom. And so I watched her do this more in her profession and in her personal life. And she also is somebody who wore a smile on her face all the time. And she felt like she was empowered by Jesus, which is awesome. But so much so to where I have her last picture that I took of her, the smile from it tattooed on my arm because she literally lived her life of service with a smile. And when I say serve with a smile, the biggest thing that I want to point out is it's about the energy. When you're somebody who's saying, I want to serve with a smile, it's about the energy. It's about how you decide to approach what you're doing. It's about how you decide to interact with other humans because energy is everything and our energy permeates through us. And her energy said, I want to rock with you. Her energy said, I want to talk with you. Her energy said, I want to spend and be in space and spend time with you. Her energy was real. It was authentic. It wasn't fake. It was human centered in a way that showed love. And her mindset, her heart was set on, how can I serve you? Like that was it. It was as if she was a walk-in McDonald's sign. How can I serve you? And as funny as that sounds, and she also worked at McDonald's for a little bit in college, or pre-college, but she just had an energy that said, "I want to serve humans." Why? Because that's what Jesus did, and that was her thought process. Is that's it. I don't want nothing from you. I just want to know what needs do you have that I could potentially meet. And I think that when you're a leader and you approach life in this way, of what needs do you have that I could potentially meet? Or here are some ways that I could show up in your life that I could add value to that I know you need. And those are kind of two different topics at the same time. So I hope that you're catching what I'm throwing at you in this moment. But and I because I think about some of that from a stance of grief. Like I hate asking folks who are in the midst of grieving, What can I do for you? What do you need? Well, they're just trying to focus on living. Like, you need to say, here's what I can do, here's how I can show up for you. And I think when you understand who you are and what your gifts are and what your service area is, you know exactly how you can show up for others. You know exactly what you could do for somebody else. And this is where I think, again, by you being self aware and understanding your giftings and what your purpose is, it allows you to have a positive impact on the people that you want to serve because you're aware of what they think these things are and you know what you're bringing to the table. Like, literally, this thought in my mind just ran through of like when you go to a restaurant, you know what you can bring to the table because you have a menu. Man, that's a thought right there, right? You go to a restaurant, so somebody goes, they're interacting with you in any type of way, right? You think you go to a restaurant and there's a particular menu. And you know, as the server, here are the things that I have available for you, right? And that's it. So this is that's the way that we need to, I believe we need to approach life in our work, is being very clear on who we are, what do we stand for, what is the energy we want to provide, what is the atmosphere we want to provide, and what is on the list of things I can provide you. And I believe in that when you get, ooh, I'm running kind of fast, but give me a second. When I get great customer service, it knocks me off my feet. I love it. I love great customer service. And it doesn't even have to be like super. I feel like the bar right now is kind of low actually, unfortunately, because there's so much bad customer service out there that like when somebody just is attentive, it feels really good. So let's just talk about service for a second. We have this restaurant, sushi restaurant that we go to, and I feel like I've talked about it on here before. And their customer service is top tier. They are amazing. Um, it's this they ask about our lives because we go there so much. Like they ask about our lives and how we're doing and how our son is doing and how did this go in our life, and they're asking how's the marathon training and all these different things, and they just all like they're just personable. And I believe in order to be a great servant, you have to be personable. And personable comes back to people, and people is human. So, again, when you can identify the people that you want to serve, this allows you to have a positive impact, which then brings in profit, right? And so, serving then with a smile becomes a part of the energy. So when I think about my mom, she just knew humanity. She wanted people to know that they are loved. She wanted people to know that they were loved by Jesus. And so her energy came from that space and saying, if you're a human that I'm coming in contact with, you gonna get this energy. You gonna get this love. So that's the first piece right there. Um, Another thought process that I have with this is I cannot treat you better than I think about you. And I say this all the time. I cannot treat you better than I think about you. And the reason why this is important is because it goes back to service is if I value humans, I value humanity, I value my clientele, I value my followers, I value my village, I value village. That's funny. I value whoever it is. If I value them, I'm going to treat them as such. If I do not value you, I'm going to treat you as such. It doesn't matter what, it's going to permeate through you. And so, as a leader, as somebody who is attempting to live out their purpose with confidence to have a positive impact on other people, I have to have a positive view on people. I have to have a positive view on the people that I'm serving. I have to care about the people that I'm serving. And when I see it through the lens of service versus just through the lens of work, it changes everything. It's a reframe, it's a mindset shift. And that is the part that I'm trying to drive through here is that it is really hard to work with humans. It is really hard to serve humans. Why? Because they're humans. I don't care if it's your kids, if it's your team, if it's your class, if it's your coworkers, if it's yourself, it's just your spouse, it's your partner, it doesn't matter. Humans be humaning, humaning. I don't even know what that means, but you know what I mean when I say that, like humaning. And to be human is to have emotions, is to have disagreements, is to be difficult, is to experience all of it. And when I say serve with a smile, it's through all facets of humanity. And that is the difficult part, is can I still, even if we're frustrated, if we're beefing, if it doesn't feel good, if I'm having a hard time, if we're not meeting eye to eye, if I don't want to be here, can I still show up in this space and say, you know what, I'm going to serve? And I think we are lacking service today. I feel like there's two things that we're lacking as a society. Service, having a service mindset and a kind heart. Yeah, having a service mindset and a kind heart. I feel like those are two things that as a society we're lacking. And as leaders, we need to do a better job of modeling and also teaching other people to do. Like, it is not corny to serve somebody else. It is not corny to be kind. And if you can do those two things, I firmly believe like we could change our parts of the world which end up impacting the world. So the second thing that I saw my mom do when it comes to service, there was no task that was behind her, beyond her. It didn't matter. She was an educated black woman, had her master's degree, had done multiple different things, and it was a manager here, like just all the like she had accolades. She had, I'm saying she had status, but there was nothing beneath her. Like she modeled humility through her actions that were based in service. And that is something that I want to put out. Like it's whatever. As a coach, this showed up for me in sweeping the floor. As the head coach, I would sweep the floor. And I remember somebody being like, "Don't you have a manager for that? Don't you have somebody else for that?" Sure, somebody else can do it, but this is my gym. This is my team. There's no task that is beneath me. There's no task that is too small. Like, I want to make sure that I'm never too big for whatever that thing may be. And this is something I saw my mom do. She served in every area of life, as if I'm cool, I got it. I could do it. It didn't matter what it was. And so I encourage you to think about this. Are there tasks that your boss or your supervisor or your family or somebody may need you to do? You're like, nah. Like, do you have a heart? And here's the thing. The first place you check is your heart's response. When asked to do something that you feel is beneath you, how does your heart feel? When asked to do something that you feel is beneath you, how does your heart feel? What does your mind think? When there's a task that you're like, that's below my pay grade. Like, do you automatically go to a space of I'm too good for? Now, don't get it twisted. I understand that people need to be paid for their work. I understand that you may be overexperienced or so. I understand all of that. I get it. But there's also times where, like, if something needs to be done, can you be called on? If somebody needs a form of service, can you be depended on? And I know in our what's the word I'm looking for? In our economically based capitalistic like society, like don't like there's firm boundaries, and I'm not telling you not to do that, but I'm saying think about what are you do you lead as a servant? Do you lead with a servant's heart? Do you lead your life in a way where folks understand like, man, this person is willing to do what needs to be done for the betterment of the team and the program and themselves, right? Whatever that may look like. The last thing I'm going to say about this when it comes to the way that I saw my mom serve and serve with a smile was she made people feel good, better, valued, wanted, loved. Her energy made people feel seen. Do you have an energy that makes people feel seen? My mom led her life in a way that made people feel appreciated and valued and cared for. And so when I say serve with a smile, I don't necessarily just mean do something for someone. I mean cultivate an energy in your heart that allows people to know, I see you. It's just a simple smile, because so many people walk around with frowns. There are a lot of people that I've seen that are in pictures and in spaces and they throw up the middle finger. In my mind, that's just never been. I don't think I've ever flipped anybody off. I don't. And again, I'm not. It's just not me. Like I get it. If that's your, I don't get it. But if that's your thing, then cool, whatever. That's just not the energy I'm trying to put out. And so recently, when we were at Disney World, I took a picture and I took it like this. And for those who are listening, I put up the sign language symbol for "I love you." My mom used to always put up the symbol for "I love you" to me. And so I started doing it in pictures. And in my mind, I'm like, you know what? Somebody's going to think this is corny. And I don't care. Why? Because if somebody can put up the middle finger and the read between the lines and all that kind of stuff, because that's the energy they want to give out, then the energy I want to give out is that I love you. The energy I want to give out is that I see you. The energy I want to give out is that you're valued. The energy I want to give out into the world is that you're cared for and you're adored, and that you are so valuable and needed and necessary, and that you are born on purpose with a purpose to live out your purpose, and you have gifts, and those gifts are given to you so that way you can bless yourself and other people. That's the energy I want to give out to the world. I don't want to give out fu energy. I don't want to get out bump you energy. I don't want to give out can't stand you, get away from me, don't do life with people, non-people. I don't want to give that out. That's not who I am. That's not the energy I want to put out into the world. I want to put out energy into the world that says, how can I serve you? I want to put out energy to the world that says, are there some needs in your life that I could potentially meet? Are there some here are some things that I could bring to the table? Here's a menu of things that I know that I could add. Here's what I can do. I can't do everything, but here's what I can do. And in the realm of what I can do, you let me know what of these would you like? That is how I want to show up in this world. I want to be very clear on how I can add value to other people's lives. And I want to be really, 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 really good at that. And one of those ways is by helping people identify their purpose, identify their gifts and their passions, so that way they can cultivate the spirit in their heart so they can do the exact same thing. So that way they can lead a life of confidence that inspires others to do that exact same thing. And this is a feeling I want to impart. I want to impart a feeling of connectedness. I want to impart a feeling of community and village and togetherness and in unity and kindness and compassion. That's the type of energy I want to put out into the world. And if that's not the energy that you want to put out, then we don't got much going on together. That's just me. So be clear on that, because the energy you want to put out is going to again come out in how you treat people. And it goes back to how you treat people is how you, and how you make them feel means everything. There's a famous quote that says, um, people will not remember what you said, but they will remember how you made them feel. And I believe when you decide to lead your life in a way that makes people feel valued and cared for and given in on the other end of service, then they'll never forget that. And going back to the thought process of why I believe service is so necessary is because I think so many people think it's beneath them. I think leading a life of service is necessary because so many people think service is beneath them. And that is why I'm a fan of humility, is because I never want to be too good to be able to serve somebody else. I don't care whether it's my partner or my child or my parents or my grandparents, like whoever or anybody. Like I want to be able to serve. And anytime I feel like my heart doesn't want to serve, I have to pause. Why don't I feel like I want to serve? Why don't I feel like I want to show up? Why what may it be? And so I ask you and I challenge you to ask yourself the same thing. Is what is preventing you from serving? What is preventing you from being able to show up with a servant's heart when it comes to people? Now, it may be you're tired of serving. It may be, man, I've been serving my whole life. It may be, man, these people is taking advantage of me. It may be, I don't have no more service left. That I feel you. I get it. So take a break, take a rest, assess. Do you feel like if you feel like your service has been taken for granted, I feel you. I've been there. So then we have to put more boundaries around it. I'm not saying serve aimlessly. I'm not saying serve without awareness. I'm not saying serve without consciousness and understanding your capacity and what the impact that has to you. I'm saying lead your life in a way of service, but also having boundaries so that way you can still continue serving. So here are two whys I'm going to give you about why I think serving and serving with a smile is important. And then I'm going to give us four different ways I think that we can serve with a smile beyond our physical smile. Now, the first one, the first reason why I think it's important for us to serve with a smile is because it's a reflection of our heart. I've been saying this. How you treat other people, how you think about other people, how you make people feel, the energy that you put out, it all goes back to your heart. When you decide that I'm going to serve others with a smile, it's a reflection of your heart and your heart posture in whether you how grateful you may be for the opportunities you have and what you've been given, and how you see that if you're an opportunity to serve somebody, you're almost in an above space. Even though service may look like something that some people may think that they're beneath, it's really above. Go back to the restaurant analogy. You're most likely when you're being served at a restaurant, you are sitting down and the server is above. They're standing, right? And I think that's almost it's a beautiful picture of recognizing that it takes you humbling your heart to be able to be above and serve. Again, it takes you humbling your heart, which remember, humility is about lowness. It takes you humbling your heart and lowness and anchoring your heart and rooting it to say, I'm going to serve. And more times than not, when you serve, you are standing, right? If I'm going to serve somebody who is sitting down, I'm the one that's standing and mobile in that and not in that position. And so I think it's a reflection of our heart and who we are in our gratitude in knowing that you're blessed to be a blessing and how you can approach. And so when you identify this is the pocket of people that I want to serve, it's reflecting of where my heart is at. And so the next piece and the second one is this is kindness. When you decide to serve with a smile, it goes back to you saying, I am going to center kindness in my heart, in my life. I'm going to lead my life with kindness. I feel like I did a whole episode on this, but I think so. But kindness is a life hack. Do you know how much money I save off of being kind? The other day, I went to get something to eat and I go to this place frequently. But I haven't been in a long time, actually about a month or so. But I go in and I expect to pay. Why? Because I'm a customer. I expect to pay. So they're making my food. Whoop whoop. I pull out my card to go make the payment. And they're like, "Nah, you're good." I'm like, what? And the girl in the back's like, "We got you." And I'm like, man, I love it. And it just in my mind. Why? Because it had one, I came in obviously off some kind energy, but in the past I've had a reputation of being kind. Now, here's where the flip comes in. I'm going to a restaurant where they are serving me. It's my job to be kind back to them. I'm going to a restaurant where they are serving me. It's my job to be kind back to them. Why? Because I lead my life with kindness, right? With the serving with a smile, and that allows me to serve back and forth. And we're kind of playing a game of tennis. And when my energy is led with kindness, then it allows them to say, "Oh, okay, cool. Like this person sees me for the human that I am." And that's what I believe service is about: is seeing people for the human that they are. Humanity. Service is about seeing people for the human that they are. And if you disrespect and degrade and don't understand humanity, then you're not going to be able to serve humans with a smile, because it's all about centering folks' humanity. And their humanity is going to be vastly different from yours. Can you still serve them? Can you still lead them? Can you still encourage them? Can you still do life with them? That's the question. And so when you lead life, I believe with service in mind, it's going to put a smile on your face because there's kindness in your heart. When you lead life with service in mind, it's going to put a smile on your face because there's kindness on your heart. And when you see other humans, you have a high emotional confidence and you understand that there's other people that are moving through this world that just need you to be That's it. Just give them a quick smile. So many people need to see your smile because so many people aren't smiling. So many people need to see your smile because so many people are having a hard time smiling. So many people don't have something to smile about. And so when you say, okay, I'm going to serve others with a smile, it's contagious. If you smile at somebody, they almost can't help but smile back. And what's dope about smiling, some smiling facts is it takes less muscles to smile than it does to frown, and then it becomes contagious, kind of like a yawn. And so if you say, on my heart, I'm going to commit to serving other people with a smile. I'm going to commit to showing up with the energy that they need. I'm going to commit to being the type of person that centers your humanity. It says, let's do this and let's do this together. And you do it with kindness and you do it with compassion. That right there, to me, it don't the human experience doesn't get any better than that. So here are a few reasons why I believe are a few ways that I believe that you can serve with a smile in a way that may not always be with a physical smile. Why? Because sometimes there ain't nothing to smile about, especially right now. Ain't nothing funny, ain't nothing cute. Well, there's few things funny and few things cute, so I get it. Obviously, yes, the physical smile. If you feel like you have it in you, we don't want you to fake it. If you feel like you got it in you, then yes, give somebody a great physical smile. But the other thing may be a high five, it may be an elbow, it may be a hug, it may be a side hug. It may just be a physical presence. So the first pocket and way that I feel like you can serve with a smile may just be with your physical presence. And this doesn't even have to be long. You could be walking or running past somebody, give them a quick smile, give them a quick high five, give them a quick elbow. You may see somebody in passing, hey, how you doing? Quick side hug, right? Or being able to sit with somebody. Now, the timing is dependent, but the cost is low. And I think this is really, really important because, again, it's proximity to people because we are created for community, we're created for relationship, we thrive in villages. And there was a study done long time ago on Steve Nash and how many high fives he gave out to all his teammates. And I don't have the study in front of me, but he gave so many high fives that his team physically felt better. Like the morale is up, and they thought he was that much better of a leader because he just was always touches. He just touches. He would give a high five. He'd get a booty slap. He'd give a elbow here. He'd give a fist pump here. He'd just be touching, 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 touching. And those physical touches made people feel like he was a better leader because of the connection that he had. And that to me is a way of serving with a smile. And if obviously he's in a game, he's intense, he's ready to go, but he found ways, how do I physically serve my people to get them up? How do I physically find a way to get their energy up so that we can compete, so we can get this dub? That's my question to you is how can you physically, and you may not be from the sports background, and that's 100% fine, but there are ways that you can physically provide your presence that shows service to somebody else. It may just be sitting. Somebody may be going through it. They may just be like, I just need you to pull up. Cool. And you sit there. It may be, I feel like I think I just need a hug. Cool. To me, that is serving with a smile. Again, it's not a physical smile on your face, but it's a smile. You're giving out a smile. You're giving out energy. And the reason why I say serve with a smile is because a smile is a sign of positive energy. A smile is a sign of good energy. A smile is a sign of high energy, confident energy, right? Even, I think of Kobe and Jordan, even when they was like really like deep in their bag and they're super focused, they'd always give their little smile grin. So any real confident folks when they know they about to cook, they're like they get a little smile chuckle because they know, they're in it. And so the smile again isn't just a smile on your face, but it's the energy that starts within your heart. And so the next space um, is intentional in a different way. It could be a message. And I'm just checking up on you, just checking in. That's a form of service. I believe it's a form of service with a smile. How are you doing? How was this season? We talked about recently discipline and accountability, following up with somebody. I think that's a form of serving with a smile. It may not be your physical smile. Maybe it is sending somebody a selfie. Hey, I just was thinking about you today. think that's serving with a smile. Letting folks know you're on your mind, that they're on your mind, that they're on your heart. I think that's a form of serving, right? Is a form of connecting. The other two is listening and remembering, because it won't always be up and up. This is why I don't connect this to positive, toxic positivity, because somebody may be down and out. Somebody may be really hurt. Somebody may be really grieving. Somebody may be just, I need you to sit with me, and they're crying. And now you would look super silly if somebody's crying and you're like smiling. Obviously, that doesn't match the pace, but having self awareness and others' awareness in relationship management will be able to, again, go back to the energy and say, I see you, I feel you. So it may not be a physical smile that's necessary, but it may just be, again, your physical presence and being able to sit there and listen and nod your head and remember and follow up. Serving, serving your relationships, serving people in the moment, and doing it. And it may not be a smile on your face, but if there's a smile on your heart, it's going to give off that same energy. Now, the next one is kind of more on a positive, it could be an up and up, but it's encouragement. I was running today for the first time since the marathon, so I ain't ran in 23 days, and I'm running, doing my thing, and this white dude passes me by. Good job, keep going, way to get after it. Appreciate you, brother. And I love running for that reason, because you are all, if you run past at least three people, one of them people is gonna encourage you. And I think encouragement is a form of service, because it's pulling me outside of myself in saying, what can I give to this person? Pulling up and being present with somebody is pulling up outside of myself, because there's a form of sacrifice. You sacrificing something. And I think service is connected to sacrifice. Service is 100% connected to sacrifice. And what am I willing to sacrifice in order to serve somebody else? And I think encouragement is a form of sacrifice, because it's pulling something from you. And a lot of people do not want to make space and time to encourage somebody else. They just don't want to do it. Like in our society now, right, it goes back to the kindness and compassion that I said in the service, is because it's a sacrifice. It's going to cost you something in order to do it. Now, the very last one, I'm going to end on this: patience. I believe a way that you can serve somebody with a smile is by being patient. That's a tough one. And we could talk about patience forever, and we'll probably talk about patience every single episode, because patience is the root of all success. Patience is the root of everything. Patience is the root of love. Patience is the root of humility. Patience is the root of kindness. Patience is at the root of all of it. If you can or let me say it like this: serving somebody with a smile requires patience, because there's going to be frustration. There might be some anger. There might be some irritation. There might be some misunderstanding. There might be some conflict. There'll be some friction, all the above. But are you patient enough to serve somebody where they're at? The smile might just be meeting them where they're at. Yep. Okay. And not rushing them along, and not forcing them, and not being mad that they're not where you want them to be, or saying, why are you not right? Just patient. And your patience is going to come off as a signal, a positive signal, like a smile would. You may not have a smile on your face when you're doing it. You may just, okay, let me sit here, let me focus, let me think. But I truly, truly, truly believe that you cannot serve anybody with a smile if you do not have a heart that centers humanity and patience. You just can't. And so, as much as I'm challenging you all with this, I'm challenging myself with this. And I'm grateful that I had a mother who modeled patience, humility, service with a smile, connection, encouragement, all these different things. And I want to be a partner, a mother, a leader, a friend, all these things. I want to serve folks with a smile. And part of showing up in this space for you today is trying to serve you with a smile. And again, in knowing it may not always be a physical smile. And that is the point of meeting people where they are in humanity. And even in talking about this and doing this episode right now, there's so many other thoughts that come to my mind of like, yo, I gotta, I really want to pull out. I really want to encourage folks to serve more. And where this mindset shift came for me, not even shift, but where I feel like I had to evolve more as a human to center service. And I started seeing myself use I'm serving here, I'm serving here, I'm serving, because it is an act of service. Yes, is it work? Yes, but it's an act of service. I'm honored to serve you. I'm honored to show up and be a vessel and to provide a menu of things that I can do in order to have a positive impact on your life and be somebody who is bringing something to you. And that is what service is. And I'm going to do it with a smile. I'm going to do it sometimes gritting my teeth. But at the end of the day, I'm going to do it. And so I challenge you to do the same. So that is it today. Thank you so much for tapping in. I hope that you enjoyed this message. I hope that you found some value in it. If you did, tell me in the comments, what did you get out of this? Do you have a hard time serving? Do you feel like you need to be a better servant? Did your heart kind of be like, ugh, how did you feel about this topic? But if you got anything out of this, please do me a favor and send this to somebody else. Obviously, make sure you like, subscribe, all that other fun stuff. So that way I can keep serving you and your life and your needs when it comes to living out your purpose and actualizing your potential. Until next time, I appreciate you. I love you. Peace.